Colleges are coddling Gen Z with easier courses and it's going to backfire. Wrong. It's already backfired. Kids arriving on college campuses with fewer skills and diminished attention spans, but rather than challenge students, many colleges are lowering institutional standards to accommodate them. Yeah, it's a really shit system. And this, once again, proving what I've been saying for years, that this starts all the way in kindergarten. It starts all the way at the beginning. These teachers just pass up these dumbass kids. It's a lot easier to just give them a diploma, to just say they graduated, to say they met the standards, than it is to actually hold them to it. Because if they got to hold a kid back a grade, oh my God, the drama that causes. You might end up getting into an actual fist fight with the parents over it even. It's a pretty big deal. So you could either, hold the kid back a grade and keep doing it until they actually fucking learn, or you can say that they did good enough, pass them to the next grade, and now they're someone else's problem. That's what the entire school system has been doing. They all the way up to the top. They're like, you know what? I could fix this, but I'll make it the next guy's problem. So the elementary school passes them to the middle school, passes them to the high school, passes them to the college. And then the colleges are doing the same thing. The colleges are just passing these regards onto the job market. Like, this is going to be your problem. And the colleges actually have it even harder than public schools in a sense, because a lot of these people are paying for their degrees. So then if you don't give them, quote unquote, what they paid for, they're going to be really mad at you. They might try to do chargebacks. They might try to do lawsuits. They might try to, give you negative PR, all sorts of things they can do to fuck with you if you don't just give them their diploma that they paid for. And so colleges opted for the easy way, the easy path. Yeah, they decided, you know what, we're just gonna kick these idiots into the job market, which not only ends up hurting everyone else by proxy, but it completely tanks their reputation. Because, again, I've mentioned this before, employers have blacklists of colleges. If you want to know who's on one, or at least with, it's not with 100% certainty, but it's pretty high, look at which colleges certain employers used to be present at when they did job fairs. And now they're not there anymore. It's because they've had one too many bad experiences and they've pretty much just blacklisted the whole school. So as these colleges tank their reputations, no one's going to hire their graduates anymore. And the problem will solve itself eventually. But right now it's all about kicking the can down the road. That's it. That's all anyone's doing. Colleges around the country have English courses that require students to read a single book all semester. And even that, I bet the book's only like 15 pages, and most of those are pictures. Ivy League schools are rolling out remedial math courses, and some schools are teaching kids skills as basic as structuring sentences. Isn't that racist, though? Man, you're trading on some dangerous land here. Colleges surely have a challenge on their hands as high schools graduate less distinguished classes. Yeah, and what's the college doing? They're perpetuating the problem. Just like the elementary, middle, and high schools before them, they're just pushing the problem onto the next organization in the chain. That's all they're doing. And you expect us to feel sorry for them? But the lowering the bar is the sort of coddling that keeps kids from reaching their potential. And it completely destroys the reputations of these schools. College is meant to stretch you to your intellectual max. It's not a time for hand-holding. Where did you get your definitions from there? I thought college was about indoctrinating brain-dead activists. At least that's what they do, regardless of what they say. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, one of the most premier public universities, offers a 3-credit course called one big book that's worth it, as though students need convincing that reading a whole book is a worthwhile endeavor. There does come a time when you just gotta realize that times and cultures change. Sometimes, I mean, you just gotta think like, what would this person get out of reading that book? And can they maybe get that more efficiently elsewhere? Yeah, reading books in the internet age? Yeah, I would rather read pages and pages and pages of reading on forums instead. I've read a book just today. This course guides students slowly and carefully through one extraordinary long book that's well worth the time and effort. A required text, one inexpensive book that you will never want to sell back. Unfortunately for Gen Z, this obvious statement might not be as so self-evident. Fordham University and Smith College also have courses in their English departments called One Big Book. And in Boston, Suffolk University's Honors College offers the same. The course aims to strengthen students' close reading skills and divides the long book into manageable weekly readings. Okay, if you legitimately liked the book you were reading and were interested in it, you wouldn't need to go out of your way to split it into smaller, more manageable chunks. You'd probably finish reading it after like a day or two if you really liked it. That's what happened to me anyway. I mean, sometimes when I used to read a lot more anyway, I usually read like maybe 1 or 2 chapters at a time. And then when the story really got good, I was reading 7, 8, 9 chapters at a time. That's just how it works, man. Like when you actually get into it and you actually start liking it, you will not want to stop reading it. You won't need to do it this way. UNC has previously assigned George Eliot's Middlemarch and Smith College, Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man. The one series courses at the University of Pennsylvania assigns a single book like Moby Dick or Shakespeare to Dick the Third. Maybe if they did Lord of the Rings or something, they'd be able to get more people willing to read them. That is doing the story events in Nikkei count. Nikkei doesn't even hold a candle to something like Girls Frontline 2. Like both Snowbreak and Girls Frontline 2, I mean, those events could be called like reading a book. They got a lot of content there. Yeah, Nikkei's events, I mean, you could generally be done in like half an hour to 45 minutes. But it usually takes multiple hours for Girls Frontline 2 and Snowbreak, if you're actually reading the whole thing anyway. But then again, they don't update as often as Nikkei does, so there is that. Like Snowbreak only updates once a month, so I guess they got to make sure that their content is huge. All right, it wasn't long ago students were expected to read a big book in a few weeks. At Columbia, the core curriculum can demand 150 pages per class per week. But now in the age of iPhones and diminished attention spans, we're acting like it's a great feat to get through a single book in half a school year. I guess it's all it's all relative. It depends on if there was a better use of that person's time. Former Duke professor, long-time grade inflation critic Stuart Rohrstacher, but it says schools have long accommodated kids who don't take learning seriously. That's because they're getting paid money. If the school drove them away by actually expecting something from them, they just go to another diploma mill. In any college, you find that 20% of the class is impressive and serious and gets out of and gets a lot out of a college degree. Then you'll find the 20% that barely opens a book and still gets a college degree. And they still get all of the same benefits as those that were actually smart, too. Like that old joke, right? Like, what do you call the doctor that graduated last in his class? Doctor. Just like the guys at the top of the class. Meanwhile, schools are rolling out remedial classes. Even Harvard, the school made headlines in April for its Math MA course, which provides extra support to target foundational skills in algebra, geometry, and quantitative reasoning. This at a university with a 4% acceptance rate. So either the population as a whole has gotten much stupider, or they're purposely selecting the stupid people for diversity reasons. I wonder. Could be both. Other colleges are offering classes for the most basic of writing skills. At Farley Dickinson, students can take a four credit fundamentals of writing to learn college level literacy skills and the conventions of standard English. So, the things that they should be just naturally doing anyway. Since when are college level literacy skills something you learn after you get there? Well, since the colleges decided to stop having any standards for admission, it's not that hard. The University of Nevada students who aren't yet masters of paragraph development, sentence structure, and usage and grammar can take preparatory composition. Though the course isn't for credit, it's worth asking how someone who can't structure a sentence can write an application essay, let alone be expected to pass a college course unless they're planning on AI writing their assignments for them. And you know what? Don't be mad at the kids who do this, because you know that the teachers are using AI to create the plans and to grade the papers. So don't be mad at the students for using the AI to complete the work. Yeah, lots of double standards there. Other universities are removing remedial courses altogether, but not because they're no longer needed. Oh, do tell. In current year -8, the University of California system did away with remedial courses that weren't for credit and instead allowed students to stretch a semester's worth of material over 2 semesters while getting the credit for learning things they should have already known. Here's the catch, though. They have to pay for 2 semesters. If they let you drag 1 semester across 2, they're also dragging 1 bill across 2. You seeing the plan here? You seeing the real reason they're doing this? Meanwhile, CUNY got rid of its remedial courses because they were overflowing to the point that may have been, standard courses. God, the remedial courses probably had more people just on waiting lists for them than their standard ones. Now, how funny would that be? When the CUNY system ditched remedial classes in current year -3, it reported that 70% of new ass degree students were in remedial courses when they started phasing them out. Well, good for them. Sounds like a lot of schools are lowering the bar for everyone and tossing around credit for what they have been considering not for credit catch-up work not too long ago. It's all to get more money, guys. That's it. The data show that the kids showing up to college are less and less prepared. A recent study from UC San Diego found that a 30-fold increase in the number of students able to do basic arithmetic in the last 5 years. And the colleges are just going to make that worse. I mean, shit, they already are. The colleges are actually in no small part responsible for a lot of this, because they're the ones that keep making the activists that then go into the earlier indoctrination system and keep ruining everything. Stephen Mintz, a professor of history at the University of Texas in Austin, said schools are admitting students with poor preparation and outside obligations while cutting costs, effectively dismantling the very supports they once helped students meet high standards. It's a lot easier to lower the standards than help people reach the higher standards. You realize that, right? Lowering standards without helping students meet them is a mistake. Yep. The real risk to higher indoctrination is that students are unwilling to be honest about what challenge level work actually requires and unwilling to invest in the structures that allow students to meet those expectations. How rigorous of a curriculum do you need to just generate another generation of activists? While it's certainly true the pandemic kneecapped student learning, colleges shouldn't be lowering their standards to accommodate degraded skills. Everyone knows that college students take the easy way out. If standards aren't maintained, they will gladly stoop to lowered expectations. That's everybody. Pretty much everyone you can assume is going to take the path of least resistance. If we coddle our kids, we risk making temporary learning losses lifelong. And it's time to hold the bar steady and let Gen Z reach their potential. On their own, though. Man, there was such a good comment on one of Aaron Clary's later streams. If you gave a boomer a gun with 1 bullet in it, they would turn around and shoot their grandkids twice, because they had another one already prepared for just that occasion. How long till you get a law degree from Costco? How long till you need a law degree to work at Costco? At this point, nothing would surprise me.